You've tuned in to the Crispy Noodle Podcast
You realize what you've done?
with Rich Liebig
The real gangster plays his cards right.
and Michael Costanzo.
What was that you just read?
Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news.
Good times, noodle salad.
The point is, you now have the ability to be happy.
And now, here's Rich and Mike on the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
Woo! Yeah! How you guys doing?
What's up, everybody?
It's time for this week's episode of the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. Folks, it's our job to give you the most interesting tidbits in world sports, entertainment, odd news, and whatever else we happen to stumble across. Isn't that right, Mike?
That's right. We bring it to you with our unique sense of humor and wackiness. You never know what you're going to get here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
That's right. We have topics prepared, but that doesn't mean we go off the beaten path or introduce something new. This is the meal for your mind, the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Thank you guys for joining in on another interesting week. Some interesting tidbits that we got to get to in the world of sports, entertainment, and odd news. But before we do that, Mikey, how you doing, my friend?
I'm hot.
Yes, it has been very hot in the Philadelphia area.
My parents' air conditioning is broken right now, so we're recording this on location from the bowels of hell.
Yes.
It's like 90 degrees inside this house right now. We got
Just a little bit.
We got two fans
It's-
going, two windows open.
My strategy. All right, Mike just blew my strategy out of the window.
What was your strategy?
My strategy was to not acknowledge it. I was just gonna go for it, clean as a whistle. But no, Mikey had to acknowledge it.
You weren't going to mention it?
No, I just wanted to not think about it.
Oh, you were trying to forget about it.
Yes, and you just ruined it.
And now I made you think about how hot you are.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Although that could be taken as a compliment. Thank you.
What?
Because you said how hot you are. So thank
yeah,
you.
exactly. There.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
exactly. We're very. That's right.
Yeah.
What
Hot stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking for
don't
some
know.
hot stuff.
I'm so hot right now I can't even think.
Oh, this is going to be interesting then to get to all the news topics at hand.
No, I've been good though. Been good though.
Besides the heat.
Besides the heat.
Yeah.
No, we the girlfriend and I went up to Connecticut this past weekend. What?
I always find it funny how you're just like, oh, the girlfriend and I. Like, you just start off like, yeah.
Well, it's just I guess I should use her name.
Yeah.
She said you can use my name, and I don't know why I always just default to the girlfriend and I know. So me and Jordan went to
Yeah, if she says, if she says use her name, go ahead.
It's weird. I started doing that like a year ago, and I've
You
just
know what's something else that I never realized too?
Oh, now you're gonna point out all my idiosyncracies. Go ahead.
Yes, you're doing everything wrong. Stop it. No.
I mean, I know that, but
No. I was telling a story about you two, and I never realized you're Michael and she's Jordan. You're Michael Jordan.
yeah,
The two of you together have the combined powers of
Michael Jordan,
the 6-time NBA champion.
yeah.
Why that should be plastered? You should use that.
And we're just as dominant as Michael Jordan.
yeah,
as well. Yeah.
that should be plastered everywhere, all over Montgomery County.
I'm gonna buy a billboard.
There you go.
Buy a billboard and put it up there.
Yeah, hashtag
Definitely.
Michael Jordan,
Hashtag Michael
Montgomery
Jordan.
County.
Yeah, I like it.
Put that in your arsenal. You got to do that at some
I'll
point.
put that in my back pocket.
Yeah.
Good to go. But no, Michael and Jordan went to Connecticut this
There you
weekend.
go. Much better.
For there's a memorial for her grandmother who passed last year. And people are just getting around to it now because obviously COVID, people couldn't get together before. So we went up there and I met her extended family for the first time. We had a big
That's a big deal.
big deal, right? We had
Uh-oh.
a big cookout, lots of food, lots of games. It was a lot of fun. So I spent the weekend traveling all over the places, Connecticut, North Jersey, all over, bouncing around everywhere. It's a lot of time outside. It's been brutally hot. I've just been spending the past 72 hours straight sweating.
And
So
you're going to spend another hour straight
I'm
here
going to spend
sweating.
another hour sweating. So
Perfect.
But at least we're in good company. We'll be talking, good conversations here to help us keep our minds off of it. Rich, what have you been up to though recently?
Yeah. There's a big thing happening.
Yeah, you got something pretty big that you should probably share.
Yeah, in my life. Yeah, we're me and Rachel are moving in together. We got a place.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, this is a big
Not
step.
just any place. So you bought
Yeah.
a house.
Yeah, I'm officially a homeowner. This doesn't feel
For
right.
those of you who have been listening to the podcast for 8 years, yes, I'm just as frightened as you are.
Yes, I don't know how I got this
No,
responsibility.
in all seriousness, congratulations. That's amazing. I know that's been a goal of yours. You know, you were always like, I'm never going to be in an apartment. Why be in an apartment when you can just jump straight to home? And you did it.
Yeah, I did.
So-
it took a lot of years of saving
Yeah.
to get the funds necessary, but yeah, it's officially happening. So that was actually going to be my original reason to make this week's episode a little shorter, because I'm a little bit in a time crunch right now with all the moving and everything happening. But now we have another reason to make it a little bit shorter. Unfortunately, this week we're dealing with oppressive heat here. So.
Creativity from adversity, though.
Yeah, we'll still get to the news topics at hand, but we might have this episode be a little shorter. We'll see how this runs. So join us for the ride. If you made it this far, then we're gonna keep the train going, and we're gonna hit a couple topics in the world of sports in the Sports Sampler.
So you're not good at sports. It's a very small part of life.
Sports.
In your face! Sports coming at you in your face, and we're gonna hit a couple topics in 2 minutes or less in the 2-minute drill. Are you ready, Mike?
I'm ready.
All right, there you go. Clock is armed.
All right. First up, we have a couple of news stories from different sports. We'd like to announce that the Tampa Bay Lightning have won the Stanley Cup, and also the Milwaukee Bucks have won the NBA championship. Weird coincidence? I don't know. This is all you, Rich.
Yes. So first off, we have an awkward schedule on how this championship series, both of these fell. So it happened like on the Wednesday night that our show comes out. So that's why we're kind of going back in time a little bit here. But this is very interesting that the Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup and the Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA championship, because who won the Super Bowl this year?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay
Bucks.
Buccaneers.
Oh.
You get it? Tampa Bay and Bucks is the name of the Super Bowl champions. Isn't that weird?
That is weird. You're right.
That's-
They predicted who would win the other sporting championships.
We have to stop Tom Brady. His influence is now growing into the other sports.
He's like, I don't know what he is. He's like some sort of like sport deity.
Yeah.
Like he controls the entire universe of sports right now.
So there you go. I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting. I didn't know where you were going with that. That was
you go.
fun. You know what else is fun? The Eagles signing some secondary help. They just signed free agent cornerback Steven Nelson to further bolster their secondary. He will play the starting corner spot opposite of Darius Slay. He was successful for the Steelers in 2019. It was briefly considered in Pro Bowl and All-Pro discussions that year, but he did have a downturn in 2020. But ultimately, anything is better than what the Eagles currently have. So, go team. Rich, what do you think about this? Good signing? I mean, it can only get better, right?
Yeah, I mean, who else was going to be the second cornerback?
Some dude at Wawa?
Yeah, literally. Some guy from Delco.
Yeah, right?
Congratulations. Here's your Eagles uniform. There you go. And that's what we have for you in the 2-minute drill. All right, but now it is time to officially go into straight up football mode here in the Sports Sampler.
It's motherfucking goddamn sons of bitchin' fucking football.
There you go. What?
My dad just walked in with another fan.
We're going to have an army of fans here before the show's over.
Anyway, yes. We have some football talk, though.
Come on, Mike.
I got to stay focused.
Yes.
Yeah,
This is supposed to be your favorite topic.
I know. So we got some football topics to go over. Specifically, we have some off-season quarterback controversy updates to get to. And the first one, unfortunately, is not very pleasant to talk about. Deshaun Watson, we have a bit of an update there. 10 women are filing complaints with the Houston Police Department to review criminal charges against the quarterback. 8 of these women are from the civil cases, but 2 of these women are completely new. So now there's even more women coming forward, and now they're asking for the police to investigate the possibility of pressing criminal charges. And my thinking is that some of these the police will review and say there's nothing there. Some they will maybe like fold into other cases or whatever, and then some of them will ultimately, with 10 different women, What are the odds that all 10 don't result in criminal charges? Right?
I don't know exactly, but remember we had that conversation, that report from the conversation a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, just last week, I think. Yeah.
From the law beat reporter following the case,
right,
saying that if she had to put money on it, that this is far from over, and she wouldn't be surprised if some sort of criminal charges.
Here we
come
go.
out.
Here's the other shoe. Here's the other cleat right here. I think there's going to be at least a couple of criminal charges from 8 different women.
You'd have to think something is up.
The odds are that
where there's smoke, there's fire.
Right, and this isn't just smoke. This is like a wildfire smoke. I mean,
very thick, dark smoke.
20 plus civil cases. 10 women now coming forward and asking for criminal charges. This is about to get really, really ugly and really, really bad, which makes it even more shocking. I cannot believe every time we mention this stupid controversy, we have to talk about the fact that the Texans now, mysteriously, coincidentally, doesn't have anything to do with anything happening, are listening to trade offers for Deshaun Watson.
Re-listening.
Re-listening. We've just decided that, he's just no longer the right fit for the team.
Yeah.
Okay, Texans. But the real shocking part, though, of course, is that why would it be an NFL offseason about Eagles quarterback controversy? The Eagles are interested in trading for Watson.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
No, I know. I'm even wearing Eagles merchandise right now. I didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
I really want to believe in my heart of hearts that this is not true. I really can't see this happening.
So what I think realistically happened is every other 31 teams, doesn't matter who your quarterback is. I mean, even the Tampa Bay Buccaneers probably, they called up. They're like, just curious, what's the going rate? The Texans are like, 100 million first-round picks. They're like, okay, goodbye.
Yeah, there you go. Bye.
That is probably what happened with the Eagles. Every GM does their due diligence. The difference is other teams have normal reporters reporting on them. The Philadelphia media is insane. I mean, look at us.
Yeah.
So you hear any murmur of Howie Roseman making a call to the Texans, and of course it's going to spark something because Philadelphia and the Eagles invite quarterback controversy. So that is what I think realistically happened, is he's doing his due diligence, and there were leaks, and they're saying they're interested in trading. Now, however, this has been mentioned all throughout the offseason, though, on the other hand.
Let me actually take it a step further. I think it comes from a process of elimination kind of game where it comes down to
who needs quarterbacks.
But also kind of the logic mentality of a GM here.
Right.
Obviously, you don't want to trade him within your division. That's a no-go. You don't want to lose a superstar within your own division.
Right.
You also, by that same logic, don't want to lose, if you can, you want to not have it be within your conference.
Right.
Because you can still face him regularly. Right. So that knocks out 16 teams right there, or 15, because obviously the same team. You can't trade with yourself. So that knocks out 15 teams right there. Mm-hmm. And then, so your pool is only NFC teams.
Right.
You look at, okay, what team has draft capital coming up?
Correct. Eagles will potentially have 3 first-round picks. Yep.
Right. That's what I'm really hoping that this is fueling the fire.
Yeah.
Because I can't believe the Eagles organization would go after a mind F of this debacle.
It would be completely outlandish. I mean, I'm sure you remember when we signed Mike Vick.
Yes.
They made a big show about Jeffrey Lurie had to meet with him personally and really hear him bare his soul, and there was this whole show of how sincere and contrite he was, and yada yada yada, and not to downplay what Vic did, but this is sexual assault against women.
Yeah. This can't fly.
Potentially 20 plus instances of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can't imagine Jeffrey Lurie, who would do that with Mike Vick, deservedly so, would allow something like this to happen.
Yeah,
I hope so. I hope, because I do not want Watson.
Not with this hanging over his head. No.
Especially, I said it before and I'll say it again. I don't think this dude's touching a football field in the next year and a half.
Yeah, lest we forget, the commissioner's probably going to come out And at least give them
They suspended Ezekiel Elliott for like 6 games for having a party. If
for having a party, in COVID or something?
In COVID time, yeah. So if Watson doesn't get put on the exempt list or outright suspended for 20 plus civil cases against him for sexual assault, I don't know what is the baseline? What is the metric?
Yeah, what is the baseline then for getting suspended by the commissioner?
Yeah,
there would be no baseline then.
So I don't know. A lot of very upsetting news coming out of Houston. Just the fact that Houston is
Philadelphia now,
and Philadelphia.
I'm really hoping it's just that kind of calculus.
I think it's a combination of, one, the Eagles always invite quarterback controversy, so every beat reporter is like it's a combination of how he's doing his due diligence plus people doing that type of math that you did.
Yeah,
where it's like, of all the teams in the NFL, the Eagles are like one of 5 who could possibly do it, and also Howie Roseman happened to make a call. Ergo, we're trading for Watson.
Right.
I don't think you can make that leap just yet. Next week, we'll be reporting that we've done it. So,
dear God.
There's another quarterback that could be hitting the market, though, Rich.
Yes.
Because we got an update about Green Bay's all-star quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
Yes. The Aaron Rodgers saga is officially over, finally. After, it seemed like 3 months. Or
it's just beginning.
Well, I mean, at least for the upcoming season.
Yeah.
It seemed like there was a big question mark as to whether or not he'd get traded or if he would retire.
Right.
But now we know that he will play ball with the Green Bay Packers as they have come to an agreement on a new deal. First off, Aaron Rodgers must play for Green Bay, quote, in good faith.
That means not going 80% like we suggested.
Right, for his 2021 salary. So he's got to go fair and square. He's got to try and lead the Packers deep, into the playoffs again and stuff like that. But his reward, if he does so, is that Green Bay will acquiesce to his trade demands. First off, his 2023 contract year, which was supposed to be locked in, will be voided now, and that will leave him only 1 season left after 2021, which means that Green Bay can then freely trade him and get something back for Aaron Rodgers in the 2022 offseason.
Right.
So it seems to be that this is going to be the compromise.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life because, I mean, if this were, if it were this easy, why did they wait this long to do it? I mean, I know Green Bay wanted to keep him around and they wanted to see, if they could possibly make it work, but
yeah,
it's like we said, it's much ado about nothing. There was so much controversy.
Well, at the very least, this does affect the future plans. Rodgers is going to look for an out. He's done. This is the last. This is for Green Bay Packers fans. This is it. This is last chance. If they don't go deep into the Super Bowl, this is it. You're probably looking now at a rebuild, especially with a young quarterback, Jordan Love, being unproven. Yeah, I think this is it. This is your last shot. The window's closing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Green Bay has what it takes to go all the way. And I think after Rodgers leaves, I think it's just like you said, it's going to be big reset, rebuild.
Yep. Also, as part of this deal, Davante Adams is now re-listening to coming back, and I don't know about doing a contract extension, but he's at least coming back this year because he was now threatening to hold out.
Right.
That could have been a big deal. Both the number 1 quarterback and the number 1 wide receiver both holding out. That would have been bedlam. And then Randall Cobb is reportedly now going to be traded back to Green Bay.
They're really trying to make it, incentivize Rodgers to give it his all.
Yeah, this is it. This is your shot. If it doesn't work, this is probably the end of the line.
Yeah.
So it looks like Green Bay is going to be back in full form with Davante Adams and Randall Cobb as your 1-2 punch like it was a couple years ago. So Rodgers should be very happy about that. Apparently him and Randall Cobb are actually like legitimately best friends.
Interesting.
I know.
So they're really trying to appease him.
Yeah, little tidbit I picked up.
I think Green Bay is going to try and further extend him in 2022.
Well, I mean,
because that was the one thing that I read about this is that they're trying to make these concessions to try and repair that bond, build those bridges again, get him so they get him back in the facilities, back with the players that he loves to play with, back with his friends like Randall Cobb, that maybe in 2022 he'll have a change of heart, yada, yada, yada.
It's still possible.
I think next offseason we're going to have a very similar conversation.
I would give that like a 25% chance.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, he walks on water in Green Bay as long as he's for the team.
He's the longest tenured quarterback in Green Bay, even more so than Favre.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean,
we've reached a point in NFL history where Rodgers is more synonymous with Green Bay than Favre.
Yeah. Also, by the way, that freaking like legacy So what you're talking about since 1992?
Yeah.
They've had only 2 quarterbacks. That is insane.
It's not even fair. The Eagles have been through like 10 in, the same span. No, more than that, I think. A lot more.
Look at Washington. They've gone through like 15 in the past decade.
The Browns.
Oh my God.
One a year.
And they've had number 1 overall draft picks.
They have no excuse.
And then you look at Green Bay. There you go. 2 quarterbacks since 91, 92.
Who are their scouts? Can we have their scouts?
Yeah, because
I bet you anything Jordan Love is going to go out there and he's just going to be fantastic too.
Well, we'll see. There's still some concerns on Jordan Love as to whether or not he's ready to,
There were about
take
Rodgers too.
But yeah, that's right. Same thing were against Rodgers as well. So we will find out there, and it's going to be a very interesting start of the season. It's coming up. We're only a couple weeks away from preseason games.
Finally.
Yep. I was checking my betting app. You can check the betting. The week 1 lines are out. You can bet on total team wins. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel a little bit of that football juice.
Are you ready to do some more of those? We do weekly bets.
Yeah,
we got to start doing what are they, parlay bets?
Parlay and some same game parlays and
it was a lot. It was a lot of fun.
I mean,
we never won anything really, but
we won that one time.
What, with Richard Rodgers?
Yeah, Richard Rodgers, man.
Yeah, Dick Rod.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, 9-1 odds for him to score anytime touchdown, and he did on the last play of that game.
That was awesome.
That was hilarious. That was awesome.
I'm pretty sure we lost that game, but I was like, oh my God. I was like more excited that we won the bet.
Yeah.
I texted you. I was like, did we just win?
Yeah, exactly. That was exactly the text message that came through.
And you're probably going like, no, we just lost. But no, we won the bet.
Yeah, we won the bet. Yeah, it was an anytime touchdown, and he caught it at the last play of the game.
Yeah, that's fun stuff.
Yeah, so that is. I think football is a lot of fun to watch, analyze, bet on. It's, oh my gosh, I can't wait. It's coming up fast. Looking forward to that as well. May not be looking forward to the Eagles season, but
it'll be easy to bet on them. I mean, more often than not, they're going to lose. So
yeah,
that's an easy
one.
So
we were talking about this. The over/under on them right now is 6.5,
which is a brilliant, I think, spot.
So what do you think? Do they have more than 6 wins or less than 6 wins?
I think just barely over. I think they sneak out a 7th win. I mean, we got the Jets. We're playing the Jets. I'm giving them a sneaky win against both the Giants and the Washington football team. I think we beat the Broncos. Who else was it? Detroit, Atlanta, Carolina. We have a lot of like low-hanging fruit there because we were awful, so we get paired up with other awful teams. So I think we can sneak past with 7 wins, especially, young quarterback, new system. Other teams don't quite know how to play them yet. Offensive line is going to be back and healthy. The secondary is looking better than it has in recent years. I think a lot of the problems last season were the result of lackluster coaching, ineffective game planning, and Carson Wentz. So we got rid of all 3 of those things. So, we'll see.
I don't know.
You're going under?
I would take under.
You're thinking 6?
Yeah, I don't know. I think 7's going to be a lot to ask for this team. You're talking about a rookie head coach, rookie quarterback. I mean, not rookie quarterback, but I mean, we only played 4 games.
First year
starting quarterback. I don't know. I don't know. I think
there's no tape on him though.
And the rest of the division has gotten better. I hate to say it because I hate, obviously.
No, it's true.
Obviously, being an Eagles fan, I don't want to admit that Dallas is Dallas, but they should be back to form with Dak coming off of the injury. They should be better than they were last year. Washington is going to be sneakily good again.
Yeah, but who's their quarterback?
Fitzmagic, man.
No.
Don't sleep on Fitzmagic. He's going to get 2 wins out of the Eagles.
No, he's going to get 1.
He's going to get 2.
No.
I'm telling you, Fitzmagic, he always beats us.
Yeah, but he's always had, like, Deshaun Jackson to throw to.
He's got Scary Terry.
God damn it.
I'm telling you. He's gonna punch us for 2 losses. I'm telling you.
Well, then we'll take the Giants for 2. The Giants can barely win against us ever.
Giants, I think, might be the weak one that the Eagles might,
I mean, the Giants either stayed the same or got marginally better.
Yeah. But I don't trust Daniel Jones. I think he might be.
You don't like Danny Dimes?
I don't know.
It was a head scratcher when he was drafted.
He's I'm kind of formulating this list. There are quarterbacks right now that are in the hot seat. One of them's Carson Wentz, but another one would be Daniel Jones.
He's running out of time to prove himself.
He's got to show some improvement this year. If he doesn't show improvement,
I think he's still in his rookie deal, right? So
yeah.
this is
I think this is the 3rd year.
This is where they got to decide: are we signing this guy long term,
Yep.
or because they could? I guess most rookie deals have that 5th year options. They could exercise the 5th year and get one more high paying year.
Not if he's
out of him.
Not if he's
but,
not. He's got to show a significant increase to his game.
Yeah.
He's a little turnover heavy. You can't have that in the NFL. So he's on the hot seat. He's got to improve this season, especially with that 5th year option thing coming up. That could be dicey territory.
Yeah. So this will be his 3rd season.
Right. So he's got to show some improvement. But other than that, Washington is decent. Dallas is decent. I don't know. I think it's going to be tough for the Eagles.
I think the Eagles
pull
can
off
go
7 wins.
2-4 in the division. So they just need 5 other wins
from the rest of the schedule.
We're playing the Jets and the Broncos, the Lions.
Jared Goff. He's going to come through.
I mean, you're not entirely wrong.
Yeah,
he is sometimes good.
We'll find out.
But we'll see. It'll be an interesting conversation when the NFL season actually starts.
Yeah, but the better news is that it is the light at the end of the tunnel, if you will. It's coming up fast. A couple weeks until the preseason, and a month until the first week 1. It's coming up. It's going to be here.
A little over a month away.
Oh my gosh! It's the changing of the sports seasons already.
Yes.
There you go. So with that, we're going to take a quick break so we can go get some drinks to cool off.
Yeah.
But don't go anywhere because we still got the entertainment entree and then the non-fortune cookie odd news still to come. We'll be right back here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast. If you go to Taco Bell at 3 a.m, this is what you're going to get. Yeah,
that clip is already coming into play.
Yes, already. So there you go.
Stop.
What happened?
The thing went on.
Well, how did that turn on?
I don't know. The fart sound.
The fart sound turned Amazon on?
I think the fart sound turned on my Echo.
What the hell?
I don't know. It turned on.
What are you doing, Jeff Bezos? What are you into?
Bezos, he's listening to fart sounds.
He's listening to our fart sounds. Oh, my God.
I changed the trigger word to fart. I got to fart at it now. I don't know what happened.
That's really awkward. You're going to have to... Excuse me.
Excuse me. How can I help you?
You may need some bowel.
Do you want me to automatically order you Pepto-Bismol? I don't know why. I don't know why I'm talking to it solely through farts now.
It actually, you fart into it.
Fart once for yes and twice for no.
No. Actually, you fart into the device, and then Amazon can determine what medicine you need.
Oh, right. Wow. That's next level right there. Or what you've been eating and what you want to reorder. I detect Cheetos. Would you like to subscribe?
Would you like a bulk order of Cheetos?
Ooh, yes, please.
Cheetos ordered.
That story took a turn.
Yeah.
Cheetos ordered.
Okay. All right. There you go. The latest from Jeff Bezos and Amazon.
It's amazing technology, I tell you.
Yeah. All right, we're back here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast. We're rolling right along. We tackled the intro and the sports sampler, and we're moving right along in this meal for your mind. Because coming up next on the menu, we've got some interesting entertainment news in the entertainment entree.
And now, the latest in movies.
The Simpson guy writes to movies. Dear Die Hard, you rock. Especially when that guy was on the roof.
Music.
I know what that is. That's music.
Video games.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Celebrities.
You really know Warren Beatty? Yes, I do. I took a leak next to him once at the Golden Globes.
And more.
You're the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world.
This is the entertainment entree.
All right, there we go. Kicking off the entertainment entree, and we're going to do the bit where Mike is going to let you know what you should keep an eye out for in terms of movies, TV, and video games with Mike's This Week in Entertainment. All right, Mikey, what do you got?
All right, first up, I want to start with a little bit of television because there's not many new TV shows happening because everything is on hiatus for the Olympics. That's right, they're still happening. They haven't been canceled yet. I was watching a little bit of it the other day. They were talking about a tropical storm, pandemic scares. I mean, this Olympics is seems doomed. But
they're still going to have
They're going strong, and already some interesting moments that have happened. This is skateboarding's first year in the Olympics, from what I understand. So you can go check out skateboarding. That was kind of interesting.
I guess they've moved on from the X Games.
I guess now they're official. I don't know. Radical, dude. Is that your final answer? No, it's been very interesting. Go check out NBC streaming service Peacock, where you can stream all of the replays and watch some of the sports that don't get shown on TV. I like watching the weird sports during the Olympics, like fencing and equestrian, and in the Winter Olympics, like curling. Nobody watches curling. Nobody wants curling. I want to watch the weird stuff.
You don't want to watch golf?
No, I want to watch fencing and skateboarding, stuff that doesn't get featured all the time. You know?
Come on, you gotta watch a little bit of golf.
I mean, it is available.
Yes.
You can watch the Olympics golf.
Yep.
You can absolutely do that. So go check out
golf!
NBC. Go check out the golf events on NBC streaming service Peacock to catch up on the Olympics. But the big thing in This Week in Entertainment is in movies, where we have The Green Knight coming to theaters this week. This is a fantasy retelling of the classic Arthurian legend, which tells the story of Sir Gawain embarking on a journey to prove himself to his family and King Arthur's court by defeating the Green Knight, a gigantic emerald-skinned tree-like creature. It already has a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes with an average score of 8.6 out of 10, so it's doing very well so far. The trailers look absolutely stunning. Looks like a really good time. I actually want to go see this one. It's been on my radar, and it's getting a lot of good press. So go check out The Green Knight, hitting theaters this week, and that's what we're looking forward to this week in entertainment.
All right, there you go. That's Mike's This Week in Entertainment.
Yep.
Letting you know what's coming up.
Sweet.
All right, so not a whole lot of entertainment news happening, but there is something that I saw that I thought would be a good topic for us to discuss here in the entertainment entree. This was an interview that I saw in People magazine. They interviewed Charlie Hunnam, very famous actor. He for me, obviously, his big role was Jackson's Sons of Anarchy, but he's going on to do a couple of other projects as well. It's been a while, a couple of years since the show ended. Right now, if you're a fan of Sons of Anarchy, the spin-off show that they're doing now on FX is called the Mayans. And I think it's been a pretty good fix for you if you miss Charming and you miss the Sons of Anarchy TV show. So obviously in this interview, they asked Charlie Hunnam, if there was ever a reason for Mayans to call you back, maybe to do a flashback or something that would tie into the show well, or if they wanted to revive the character or something down the road, would you be open, to reviving, the Jax character? I think that's a difficult question for most actors to tackle. Mm-hmm. I think most people kind of walk the line with that, I think it's probably best for me to move on, but I would never close it down. Something
Right.
BS like that, or
Right.
Some
PR response, canned response where it's like, oh, never say never, but I'm looking forward to moving on to new projects now. Something like that.
Yeah. Well, Charlie Hunnam, no, he
just shot it down.
He shot it down completely. I have the quote here from the magazine interview. Quote: "I would never ever put that cut back on. I would never put his rings back on, not even for Halloween. It was a very deep experience. I lived with that character inside me for years. That manifested in ways that I could never even have imagined. He's dead now, so there would be no ever bringing him back. When he died, he died." It sounds like Drago. He's dead. He dies, he dies. He's dead, it's over. Shut up. It's over. It's not happening.
That's pretty definitive, I think.
Yeah. That's really that's as close as you can get to a hell no. That's not happening.
Yeah.
So I figured something that would be pretty fun though would kind of think would be to think about have there been other stars that have played some of your most famous roles or some of your famous characters that you like, that you respected, that a couple years down the road, they're like, no, I'm never going to revive this character ever again. This is it. We're not doing it. I'm not retreading old ground on this. It's over. It's done. I'm moving on. So I got a couple of characters here that I pulled up that actors have played the part and then infamously have said, I'm not playing it ever again.
Okay.
Do you have any ones off the top of your head you want to mention first before I go into some of my ones?
Well, I had one here that I thought was kind of interesting. Somebody that's kind of close to home to you. Harrison Ford as Han Solo, I think, jumps immediately to mind.
Yep, that's a good one.
And the reason why Han Solo jumps to mind is because I think it's interesting in a stark contrast to what was his name, Charlie Hunnam, because Han Solo, Harrison Ford,
he is Han Solo.
It just goes to show how him and Indiana Jones, it's like that's who he is. But it's interesting because as Han Solo, he said that he was on record as saying he wanted the character to die several times. You know the whole story after Empire Strikes Back. He wanted Han Solo to die. He didn't want to play the role anymore. He thought it'd be better if the character just outright died.
Return of the Jedi. Yep, he thought it should that should have been his sacrifice.
And during the press tour for the Return of the Jedi, he infamously told the Today Show that he was, quote, glad to see that costume for the last time. He also called Han Solo dumb as a stump. So he did not like Han Solo, but in stark contrast to Charlie Hunnam, reprised the role not once but twice after Return of the Jedi. So it's interesting. He's
Are you counting the?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Memory ghost thing.
Yes.
In
because that's what they were asking Charlie Hunnam to do for Mayans.
You know what's funny is I think they literally just pulled Harrison Ford and was just like, here, get on this stage for like a day, read these lines, because if you notice, his hair is not like Star Warsy enough.
Right.
It looks like he literally just got out
of
like
he rolled out of bed.
Yeah.
He read something off of a cue card.
Yeah.
Demanded a sack of cash in 20s.
Right.
And then left.
Right. Like, yeah.
So
Mr. Ford, we need you just for like 5 seconds. Read these lines.
So my point here being...
Thank you. $5 million, please. Thank you.
My point here being, and something that I've always secretly felt about Harrison Ford, I might get flack for this, kind of sort of an ass. And like...
Well, I mean...
No. Look, hear me out. He thinks he's so holier than thou. But they roll up with a briefcase of money, and he'll do whatever they want him to do. Reprise the role twice for a role that he said that he hated.
Okay.
I mean, come on now. Where's your integrity? Charlie Hunnam, we'll see how Charlie Hunnam does it. I just think it's interesting. Everybody else on this list, so far, they've not gone back.
I would say that's just you.
Harrison Ford's always rubbed me a little weird. He seems very pompous to me.
I would say that's just more of a case of analyzing ratio to how much I'm getting paid. You know? Pure finance. Like, literally.
Was he really struggling for it, though?
Well, you can always use more money. What are you going to do?
You can always use more money.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers obviously put up this whole stink for no good reason.
Clearly. That's the theme of this week's show.
You can always use more money.
You can always use more money. I don't know. I just think it's interesting that Harrison Ford went back on his feelings for the character.
That's fair, though. That is fair. He did come out against the character a whole lot.
But what do you got on your list? Because I know you've spent a good bit of time thinking about this.
Yeah, I was thinking about this for a little bit. And I pulled up a couple of interesting quotes here. Let me actually spin off of Harrison Ford because I got to talk about Shia LaBeouf.
Okay.
I never knew he had a beef with Spielberg until I Googled for this story. I did my research through Googling.
As everyone does.
Right, as everyone does. He said in an interview that, quote, working with Spielberg was like pulling the curtain away from The Wizard of Oz. Quote, you get there and you realize you're not meeting the Spielberg you dream of. You're meeting a different Spielberg who's in a different stage in his career. He's less a director than he is of a effing company. So he did not like working on Indy 4, and obviously he will not be in Indy 5. It's been confirmed as they are shooting that right now.
He had some pretty harsh things to say about Indy 4.
Yeah.
After its release. I mean, it's clear that he was not happy with it. This is actually news to me, too, that his beef specifically was with Spielberg. That I did not know. However, it's interesting because he's probably right.
Yeah, Indy 4 was kind of a mess.
No, not about Indy 4.
Oh, what do you...
About Spielberg. I mean, name, like, a good Spielberg movie from the last decade.
It depends on your definition of a good movie. Yeah.
Can you name one?
I liked Ready Player One. I liked the movie adaptation of it.
Did he do that movie?
I thought he did.
I don't... maybe.
I'm pretty sure he did. Or maybe did. Maybe he was a producer. I don't know. I guess the point.
I guess the point that I'm saying is that Spielberg seems to have spent more of his time the past 10 years or so railing against Netflix, preventing Netflix shows from getting into the Oscars.
He's kind of tapered off a little bit,
and it sort of explains a lot.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, you go from Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Indiana Jones, E.T., Poltergeist. I mean, I'm just like reading all these different things. You know, The Color Purple, The Goonies, you know, he's working on these as either a producer or a director. I mean...
Well, what's the last couple of ones he's directed?
Ready Player One.
Yeah, so he did direct that. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
The Post. Okay, Bridge of Spies was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Lincoln was very good. I'll give him that one.
Oh, yeah. Whoops. I forgot about Lincoln.
But, like, Lincoln was in 2012.
Yeah, it's still technically within the last decade.
Just barely.
It's in the cusp.
So, I mean...
And soon to be Indy 5.
Soon to be Indy 5, I guess so. It just seems like he had way more hits. I mean, look at this string, right? Indiana Jones' Last Crusade, Hook, Jurassic Park, Schindler's List. Then in 98, Saving Private Ryan, Artificial Intelligence, Catch Me If You Can the following year.
Oh, I love Catch Me If You Can.
It was for a string of like 10 years there, from like 85 to like, or 15 years, from like 85 to like 2000. He's got The Goonies, The Color Purple, Indiana Jones, Hook, Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan. I mean, that is... And in the last 15, Lincoln, Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
He's tapered.
A little bit.
I would argue quite a bit.
Okay.
But anyway, I just... To give a little bit of... I don't like Shia LaBeouf. I think he's kind of a raging asshat.
I do too.
But I can see some validity in what he says.
Okay. Another one that is important to both of us, the Harry Potter world. Daniel Radcliffe also spoke out with Time Out magazine and confirmed that, quote, even if they filmed the sequel, I guess he's referring to...
Please don't.
Whatever, what's it called? I don't even remember the name of the thing.
The play? The Cursed Child? Please
Cursed
don't.
Child, yeah. So
I read the play.
I assume that's what he's talking about.
It was not
here.
good.
Even if they filmed the sequel, which is unlikely, it'd take a lot of talking around. I've done so much work to establish myself as something outside that series that I'd be really hesitant to go back to being Harry Potter, even if they were set later in time.
Yeah.
So that's another one there. He doesn't want to do Harry Potter.
A little bit of context there for Daniel Radcliffe. He really struggled.
Yeah.
Those later Harry Potter years. I mean, not many people... I mean, if you don't follow entertainment, you don't follow specifically Daniel Radcliffe and that stuff, you might not know that he dealt with, like, legit alcoholism during the filming of the last couple of movies, like, on set. So I can see absolutely that being something that he does not want to ever go back to.
Yep. Just to show that this isn't a current problem, this actually transcends eras. The great Marlon Brando also spoke out against one of his famous performances of Stanley Kowalski in A Streetcar Named Desire. He said that he based his performance off of men who were just muscles, inarticulate, aggressive animals who would go through life responding to nothing but their urges, and he did not like that he was being famous for that role specifically. And I believe that because that's not really the kind of guy he really was outside of that character.
Right.
So that also makes sense as well, is if you played a character that was so different from who you are as a person, and then you get known for that, you get almost iconic for that role, that could be really difficult to swallow as well.
Yeah. I think Marlon Brando dodges a bullet there because I think the only thing he's really known for is The Godfather. Not the only thing, but like when you think Marlon Brando, what's the movie that comes to mind? It's The Godfather.
Yeah, but I mean,
I know there's others.
I think that's more of a modern slant to that. I would say if you're still a fan of, to use the legacy term, cinema.
Oh my God.
You would say either A Streetcar Named Desire or On the Waterfront. He was, he's fantastic.
I think that he's synonymous with The Godfather. I think that he's fine there.
Yep. So just to show you that it doesn't revolve around newbies, it apparently is a problem that has existed throughout Hollywood time.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, did you have another one?
Yeah. And then the one... If I can reach my paper there. Then the one that I want to mention off the top of my head that I know everybody knows is Sean Connery as James Bond.
Yeah.
There was a period there where they were just churning out Bond movies in the 60s just, on clockwork. They got 5 movies out in 7 years. I think that kind of a toll would take, that would take effect on any actor. But after he did You Only Live Twice, he was definitely saying, I'm not doing Bond anymore. I've had enough of the role. Goes to George Lazenby. He does On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Then he gets brainwashed into thinking that the Bond movies aren't going to be successful anymore. He quits. And what happens? They go back to Sean Connery and offer him a big sack of money. He comes back for Diamonds Are Forever. And then at that point, they realized they needed to get a fresh face in and go with Roger Moore. But then it wasn't the end of that either, because then Sean Connery, a couple of years down the road in the 80s, does Never Say Never Again.
Never Say Never.
Yep, Never Say Never Again. And he ended up doing Bond. So what? That's, 2 times he went back on his...
2 times.
On his word.
Almost like Harrison Ford.
Yeah. So...
Look, Harrison Ford got his wish, came back anyway.
Yeah.
So, Sean Connery's the same way.
Yep.
So, I take their statements and I'm like, you look at somebody like Brando. I gave Brando a hard time because I was like, oh, he's not really known. I wouldn't say that's his most well-known role. I think what we're talking about is like people in their most well-known role, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think you're downplaying the legacy of A Streetcar Named Desire.
I think Godfather's bigger.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Godfather is bigger, but if you...
It's definitely one of his top roles.
Yes. If you went, and especially if you're, I sound like I'm putting on airs here, but if you went through a film studies course, you would that is a significant movie.
It is. It is. But what I was going to say is that Marlon Brando, he was true to his word about hating that role and not doing another role like that.
Yeah.
My problem with Sean Connery and Harrison Ford is they're like, oh, I hate this role. Then they see some dollar signs and they're like, all right, I don't hate it that much. What I was going to say is that while I think that Marlon Brando's most well-known role is The Godfather, and I think he's safe in that regard, at least he had the integrity to not do another role. Like, he meant what he said, and he said what he meant. Sean Connery and Harrison Ford, cheap.
Or fiscally responsible.
I'm just saying, Sean Connery says something like, quote, I hate that expletive James Bond, I'd like to kill him, then goes back and does more. I mean, come on.
By the way, he's not the only one.
They can be bought. What are they, Rich? They can be bought.
That's not the only one, by the way. We're forgetting Daniel Craig. He said,
He
said I would slit my wrist rather than play Bond again after.
He's like, okay, maybe I'll just, I'll patch that wrist up and I'll do it one more time.
Yeah.
They can be bought. They're I have no respect for them.
No respect.
No
Is that
respect.
what you're doing? You're doing Godfather?
No, I don't know.
I've been treated this day with no respect.
Sure.
I thought that's what you were going with there.
No, I did not think of that.
Oh,
but
okay. I thought that.
Good connection.
Yeah,
though.
you were. I think you were subconsciously channeling.
Subconsciously, I was doing like the Italian, like
I've been treated this day with no respect.
No, I don't have respect for them because they can be bought. They are low character individuals who just go back on what they say. That was really harsh.
All right. Wow, Mike apparently is not gonna.
It's the heat. I'm blaming it on the heat.
Yeah, he's not gonna adhere to the legacy of Sean Connery or Harrison Ford. Apparently, wow. Okay.
It's not that I'm not adhering to it. I just think that they're easily bought
or fiscally responsible.
All right,
that's what I'm going with.
Sure.
All right. Well, we'll have to leave it at that. If you have any fellow actors that have played a memorable role and then have gone and said that they would never play it again, let us know in Facebook or tweet, Facebook comment or a tweet. Let us know what your submission is to that. I thought that would be an interesting, mental exercise.
What's the hashtag?
Yeah.
Hashtag never say never.
Hashtag never say never.
Hashtag
whoops.
Whoops.
Hashtag whoops. I feel like that's got to be a very interesting hashtag to look up. Hashtag whoops.
Whoops. Get a whole range of different tweets there.
Yeah. So do that a little bit later. Right now, we got to switch topics from entertainment, and we got to go to the non-fortune cookie odd news.
We've been talking about cool and its ramifications and how it applies to the hip scene. But maybe you could give us some examples now of the opposite of cool, uncool. Just exactly what is uncool?
My nipples look like milk duds.
Holy shnikes.
It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
It's not of this world. I don't know exactly what it is or what it's doing, but this is not human intelligence, okay? It's not human intelligence we're facing!
How you doing? Me? I'm doing great.
Mandada bastata. I don't make this stuff up.
I'll take a pound of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts! That'll be $4, baby! You want fries with that?
I seen the celery dance across the baseball fields.
You had me at Meat Tornado.
No, go past this. Past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Okay. What does that mean?
And now it's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
So sit back, get everything you need to get from the kitchen. Be sure and empty the bladders. Go to the bathroom because you're in for a hell of a ride.
Odd news.
That's right, everyone. It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news. Here in this segment, Rich researches the news, he reads the news, and I react to the news. He finds a weird, wacky story and keeps it hidden from me, which ensures that my reactions are my genuine gut reactions to hearing this story for the very first time. I don't know what's about to happen. You guys don't know what's about to happen. And even Rich doesn't know what's about to happen because this segment always takes us down wacky and wild paths, and I'm ready to get started. So, Rich, where we heading to in the odd news. Look at this paper copy for the first time in a long time.
I had to bring back paper copies.
I love it.
Yeah, it's about time. I gotta look more professional during these things.
Okay.
And you know what? Speaking of, going back to the old way of things, the last couple of weeks we kind of had some very unique stories.
Yeah.
I think it's about time we went back to basics. We're going back to Florida.
Now, who is this guy in Florida?
It's Florida, and they're crazy.
Yep, back to Florida.
It's like putting on a comfy slipper or like riding a bike. You never forget.
No, you're always.
It's like coming back home.
You're always ready for weird stuff in Florida.
So what happened? Who's naked? Who's on drugs? Who's throwing alligators? What? Is that what happened?
I think you hit 2 out of the 3 things in this story. Not bad.
It's not hard.
My God! What the hell's going on tonight?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, longtime listeners know if it's Florida, somebody's naked, somebody's on drugs, and there's usually a fast food restaurant or a Walmart involved. Sometimes Jesus is mentioned.
Yeah, you got 2 out of the 3 things here.
Alligators and pooping are also big in Florida as well.
Yeah. Well, I think you're going to like the first line of this story.
Okay.
Upon returning home from a doctor's appointment on Monday afternoon, a Florida elderly retiree came home and discovered a naked woman that was skinny dipping in his pool, according to cops.
Something just came over me, and I took my clothes off.
Bam!
There you go.
What a day.
What a day.
I think that's a good Monday.
That's a good Monday? You come home and just see somebody naked swimming in your pool?
Hello. Who are you?
What if it's somebody you don't want to see, though?
Then that's not good either. But, Florida woman.
How old was she, though?
Well, we'll find out here.
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
Because Florida women can go one of 2 directions. They can have all their teeth or they could have none of their teeth.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, well, we'll find out in just a minute. But here's the news report. 69-year-old James Clark told police that after spotting clothing that was not his by the pool, he then looked around and found that there was a naked female in the pool.
Something just came over me, and I took my clothes off.
Scandalous.
Clark then ran back inside and dialed 911. When cops arrived at the home in Port Charlotte, the woman, who was later identified as 42-year-old Heather Kennedy, was still in the pool. All right, that's pretty bold that, obviously, something is not amiss, that, I mean, I have to imagine that you at least notice the presence of the homeowner, noticing you at some point.
You'd think, right? Here's the thing, he goes out, he notices the clothes by the pool. That means he's
outside,
at the pool.
Right. He's right there. And she's
unless he has
away.
some grand villa, some sweeping property, I would imagine that the clothes by the pool are maybe feet away from where this Heather woman is swimming.
Yep.
So she has to see him. She has to observe him, and he.
Yep. But she decided to still keep swimming in the pool. The cops arrived on the set. All right, and we actually have a picture of her in the pool and then her mugshot. Are you ready to see this wonderful Florida woman?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We have it on the screen here.
She's definitely a missing teeth type Florida woman. I mean, she's not smiling, but I think that's because she's probably missing teeth.
Well, she is naked. I love the fact that we had to blur the image out.
I love the fact that she's just casually leaning on the side of the pool like she's at a pool party talking to the cops.
Yeah, no big deal, right? So initially she did not want to identify herself or explain why she was there.
No kidding.
Yep. And then she had an excuse.
Of course.
Are you ready to hear what her excuse was?
Sure.
She claims that, quote, her friend named Crackhead Chris told her that this was his pool and she was allowed to go swimming in it.
Run while there's still time. Everyone is smoking crack. But it's only a matter of time before they're overwhelmed. Run when you can!
Crackhead Chris.
Crackhead Chris.
You know him, right?
Everybody
knows him in Florida.
Everybody knows and loves Crackhead Chris.
Good old Crackhead Chris.
Look, if you're being questioned by police, don't include the nickname, maybe. Just say my friend Chris. Don't say my friend Crackhead Chris.
Yeah.
That's a...
It sounds like another bad superhero.
It's all these Florida superheroes are like, I don't know, man. I don't trust them. It's the Florida Avengers.
It is. We've got Trump Man. Now
we have the actual Florida Man. Remember with the tattoo?
Yes. And now we've got
and now we have Crackhead Chris. Oh my God.
Yeah, there you go. We got the Florida Avengers happening here. So
I love that. So
add that to the
So who is Crackhead? Crackhead
Hall
Chris,
of Heroes.
Crackhead Chris is the Hulk, I think.
Yeah,
because Crack makes
violently
Hulk out. Yeah.
Violently bursting out. Sure.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
I think so.
Okay, so unfortunately, cops looked into this and completely debunked the claim when they told her that they could not find any evidence of said Crackhead Chris.
You mean they couldn't find somebody named Crackhead Chris?
No. When they debunked it, that's when she became hostile and refused to exit the pool. So there you go. She's not.
Could have seen that coming.
Not happy.
No, I'm gonna f***ing kill you, motherfucker, old style.
She apparently did stay in the water for for almost an hour. Apparently, cops were eventually able to coax her out of the water. She put up a struggle, but they eventually got handcuffs on her. She was charged with trespassing and resisting. She was booked in the county jail on misdemeanor counts of those two charges. She apparently tried to use this excuse earlier this year. She
just blames everything on Crackhead Chris?
Yep, she was stopped at a traffic stop, and cops found that she had morphine pills, marijuana, crack, and meth on her. When the cops asked her who owned these items, she claimed they were from her friend Crackhead Chris as well, according to the police report.
Run while there's still time. Everyone is smoking crack. But it's only a matter of time before they're overwhelmed. Run when you can!
So there you go. Crackhead Chris strikes again.
You can't just blame everything on Crackhead Chris. That's not fair.
He's one of the Hall of Heroes in Florida.
He's one of the Florida Avengers.
Yes. Crackhead Chris. He's ready with your illegal trespassing needs and crack.
That's right.
Two very specific needs.
He's like, you need crack, you need to trespass, I got you covered.
I could give you the best ways to trespass.
That's right.
I will find the best ways for you to commit that crime.
Although not really. He just tells them that he owns various properties and then have people break into them.
I own these. Don't worry. Just jump right in.
Just jump on in.
You know what? Don't even go to the front door.
Just climb the fence, jump in, don't worry about it. Look, you're like family. You're like family. You don't got to use the front door. Just climb the fence.
Climb the fence. We know who you are. Take a jump.
Because that's what family does. Family doesn't go in the side door or the back door. They climb the fence.
Yes. Familia.
La familia.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, climb the fence.
Climb a defense.
Climb a defense.
We'll give you all the respect when you climb the fence.
So Crackhead Chris is also Italian, apparently.
Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Or
maybe he's like that wannabe Italian from Jersey.
Oh, man.
You know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
His origin story is he's actually from Jersey.
Oh, his origin story. That's right.
And
Born and raised in South Jersey.
And he comes to Florida to retire.
He followed a trail of crack all the way to Florida.
Just a line of white powder along the coast.
He had to, it was a long journey that he had to embark on to find, his true calling.
Yeah.
And his true calling was to become Crackhead Chris in Florida. Everything that he'd done to that point, every drug he had done to that point, led him to becoming the local Floridian hero that we know and love.
There you go. And there you go. That's the origin story for Crackhead Chris.
It's beautiful.
Give us a 10-movie deal now. We have so we've got the origin stories now for Crackhead Chris, actual Florida man,
and
Trump man,
I'm sure there's another one in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah, we've had let's do Missile Man, that guy that drove around
Missile
with the
Man,
missiles.
yes.
We'll do that.
That's Hawkeye.
Yeah, he's a Hawkeye story. There
Okay,
you go.
Trump Man is Tony Stark.
I don't know. He just pooped everywhere. Do you really want him to be the leader?
I
think Florida Man has to be Iron Man.
Florida Man is Iron Man. So who's Trump Man? Captain America.
I don't know. Captain America poops everywhere.
Well, there's no analogy for Trump Man. All he does is poop.
Maybe it's Captain. I don't know. We'll have to work on that. But we've got
Crackhead Chris is Hulk, and Missile Man is Hawkeye.
We've got multiple heroes. So we've got multiple origin stories,
Right.
and then you can tie it into the big one.
Right.
We have at least enough material for 5 movies.
I think so.
Right there, Marvel, give us a deal. Bam.
Look, you got Phase 4 already planned out, but what about Phase 5?
What about Florida phase?
Oh, Phase Florida.
Phase Florida.
Ooh.
Yeah, you didn't think of that, did you?
Now, who is this guy in Florida?
It's Florida, and they're crazy.
Look, here's the pitch, right? Why let China make all the weird knockoff videos when you can make your own knockoff videos and get ahead of the curve?
Yes.
Right? So think of it this way. You have actual Avengers. Then you have the knockoff Avengers that you sell only in China, the Florida Avengers. I mean, it's perfect. You're capturing all the markets.
Phase Florida.
And
then when the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, my God.
Bam!
Rich, I think we accidentally cracked Phase 5/Phase Florida.
Bam!
This is really just an elaborate marketing ploy.
Yes. I want Crackhead Chris to team up with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, yo, I got this pool you need to check out.
Oh, my God.
It exists through 3 universes. I swear to God. I swear.
All you got to do is snort this white powder, and you can see all the universes of the multiverse.
You want to see some helicopters? I'm going to show you some helicopters, baby.
Oh, my God. I love it. I think that Marvel needs to get on this.
There you go. I'm telling you right there.
They don't know what they're missing.
You want a storyline better than Endgame? Here you go. We got it. Infinity War's got nothing on Phase Florida.
That's right. Nothing.
I like it. Phase Florida. There you go.
Yeah.
Coming to theaters near you in the
2024.
part of the Marvel universe.
That's right.
Coming soon, hopefully. Whenever we find Crackhead Chris.
Yeah, they still haven't found us.
We haven't found Crackhead Chris, unfortunately. We got to find him because then
he's the one that unites them all, you know?
Yeah, there's no origin story there if we don't have Crackhead Chris. But there you go. The Phase Florida. I love it.
So good.
So there you go. That's what we have for you this week in the Non-Fortune Cookie Odd News. And with that, we got to start wrapping this up because there's a lot to do this week, and we're too hot and sweaty right now. I think you finished like 3 bottles of water, too.
I have been drinking nonstop.
There you go.
I'm dying.
Yes. So with that, we got to wrap up this episode. This has been the Crispy Noodle Podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure you go to our website, thecrispynoodle.com. Make sure you follow us on all the social media stuff, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the whole shebang-a-bang, all that good stuff.
That's right. In addition to the whole shebang-a-bang, you can also subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel there, and you get the video version of the podcast. But you can still get the audio version of the podcast as well by subscribing to the Crispy Noodle Podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and Amazon devices. We're everywhere. So make sure you search for, download, and subscribe to the Crispy Noodle Podcast on either YouTube or the podcast service of your choice.
That's right. Check all that out. Also, by the way, we did put in a full episode. Take that.
Yeah.
Take that heat. Take that life. Take that fate. Trying to throw us curveballs this week. That's what we do here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast. We still find ways to get you fresh content every week, whether it's the video podcast or the audio podcast. Make sure you are subscribed to all of those feeds so that you get the latest podcast ready to go.
That's right. So many ways to get in touch with and share the Crispy Noodle Podcast. If you want to get in touch with us individually to share your Florida Avengers or your actors who didn't want to reprise their most famous roles, you can find us there On Twitter, I'm at Mikey Costanzo, MikeyCostanzo.
And I am at Rich Liebig, RichLiebig. You can find us on the Twitters and let us know your answers to those questions, or if you have a future topic that you want us to discuss on an upcoming episode, let us know. We'll give you a Crispy Noodle shout out if so. But for right now, we got to start wrapping this up. This has been the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. That will do it. We'll see you guys next week, hopefully a little bit cooler.
That's
with
right.
everything going on.
Yeah.
So,
see you guys.
We'll see you guys next week. That's it.
That's it. Off to cooler pastures.
That's right. So until then, later. Bye-bye, all you fine peoples.
Some of us have great stories, pretty stories that take place at lakes with boats and friends and noodle salad. A lot of people, that's their story. Good times, noodle salad.